Welcome back, friends! Don't forget, this is the August Birthday Bash giveaway month, so don't forget to leave a comment to give you a chance to win a game. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Damn it, she's here! Yeah. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is a big gray area? Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis? Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. A defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is... you're not a defense attorney. Oh! Take it in the face! Yeah! Take it! Take it! There you go! Mia never gives up. She believes in her attorney, and she believes in her defendants. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Oh man, here we go. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole time. Oh God, no. Oh God, no. Opan. February 23rd, 10 a.m. District Court, room number 3. Courtroom number 3. Courtroom number 9. Why do I keep saying 3? Because it's usually 3, isn't it? Well, last case was in 3. The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. You're gonna lose again, bro. I haven't been in court since Edgeworth's trial. It's been a while now. I hope that personal feelings will not be part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow. He's much more forceful in person. Right? I suddenly feel like confessing everything. Everything? There we go. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The cough-up queen? Well, we knew that. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. Nom 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 nom. Ah, and for you, I have the Fiesta Ball. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunch box? Is it too early for lunch? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? The name's Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up! Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. Is it a conspiracy between her and the marshal or something? Now I'm really... It makes you wonder that, right? She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? Aha! I know who you are! Cough up! Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? If I may have the court's attention over here. Like it's not already there. Like it's not already there. He conveniently saw the What's this in the way? What's this? Security room car. What's this? Are those the barrels? The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutors' spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with a knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Floor plans added to the court record. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright? I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star. But be forewarned, this is Phoenix Wright. It's kind of ridiculous with this guy. Holy crap. Holy crap. Wait, are they talking about me? Testimony! Witness account. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective instincts working. Holy balls! Then, through a wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. That's not usually how things work. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there's no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? Baby, I'm still thinking about it. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Oh, fun thing about marketing really quick. The caviar? Caviar used to be a peasant food because it's fish eggs, for God's sakes. Then some guy went, hey, we could just tell rich people it's a really fine dining thing, and they'll eat it up. And they literally did. That's what happened. Somehow I was... Oh, press. Always press. Press it hard. Here we go. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of a crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy.
The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted.
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim.
Ooh,
that creepy hair toss. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr? Do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Laid off? She was fired.
To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I'm a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased. And flawless.
Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr.
Next part. Hold it to her. This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend. The security guard.
Oh, you tipped that out. That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend.
The other boyfriend's the killer.
Care to join?
Oh! 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 Ooh, okay, Judgy, what is your answer? I want to know.
The yet another boyfriend position is still open for application.
I'll stick with the lunches. Thanks.
Note to self, the judge had to think before replying.
Ooh.
The security guard room is in the lot The security guard room is in the lot in A block.
Yeah, that thing's in the way! How can she see anything?
It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there.
Okay, so she can. It's up there! So she can look downwards at everything that's going on. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car?
Since I'm a visitor now, I park in B block.
So she was in a B block when she witnessed the crime? How could she see anything through the car then? Then something... Okay. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder?
It felt like... How would you say? Oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin shock full of seeds.
I have no idea what that means. Speaking of detectives' instincts, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective?
Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
A young cheese?
A pale white cheese, not yet tangled with experience on the streets. A greenhorn.
I, of course, am hard-yellowed, sharp as a tack.
Okay. I bet you stink, too. In any case, there, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind.
But... By garish car, you mean...
Mr. Edgeworth carve, yes?
Mr. Edgeworth's?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it?
Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her.
If she's telling the truth, we're doomed.
Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always complain.
Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms, ergo, you are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself. In the future, rookie.
Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me.
That look.
I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That is a Dominator, alright. That was inspiring. I am now hungry again.
I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism? I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed.
A photograph? You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap. I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera.
I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. This is my first time seeing this photograph.
You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant.
Crime photo added to the court record.
Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Skye. So what was the defendant doing at the time?
In her right hand, okay.
Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying.
Well, I'd say the blade was about 10 centimeters long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife after all.
Yes, that's about right.
Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for an egg salad surprise start.
Yeah, you can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean a person.
Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor.
The defendant was holding a knife. What then?
Then she thrust the pointy. Okay.
Press. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise this knife to strike, no? The defense has a point.
Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late?
Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the weapon.
I see. How did the detective just let it happen, though?
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless.
Sounds pretty fatal to me.
But what do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty?
Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer.
Then don't smile like that.
'Cause of Maya. There's a bandage on her right hand, though. We can't tell if there's a bandage on her hand there. Shoot.
Look at the floor plans. So she's over here. That's happening there. The guard could see from the second floor as well, I suppose, so the guard might be the next witness. So she's over here. How could this whole murder happen with the lunch lady not getting noticed during the whole thing? Oh, autopsy. I never read the autopsy. Where's the autopsy at? Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. That's a weird way to put it. Within an hour and a half of 4 p.m.? Study time within 5:30. Or earlier would be 2:30? But it'd be 5:30. Okay, so because the car's not there until 5:12. She has a wound on her right hand. How do we call that into question? Didn't we press everything already? How do we bring up the fact her hand's wounded? That's the thing. Like, that's the key thing is her hand. Alright. Let's object with the knife? No, that didn't work. Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement? I'm not sure I follow. Really, you're trying to reach stuff. Balls? Nope, not the knife. Alright, that's not it. Alright, next one. Okay, that's the knife again. Blah. There. Oh, it's the picture itself. Okay. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with a knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But, isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph he took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding the knife? It's in the body, wouldn't it be? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection! Let's be a little more careful with our evidence, shall we? It is you that needs to be more careful, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This is taken the moment after the stabbing. Yeah, that's obvious. How can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stain on the chief prosecutor's coat? It's a black and white photograph! Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? Ugh! You got a better idea? Objection! Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in their testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understand it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well,
Are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? Shoot! It was not premeditated. She would not have been wearing those gloves. What? Balls. Those gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder. A serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony. Murder was planned, rubber gloves proven. Press! What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies.
In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, he came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was premeditated crime.
Ah! Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. Gotta think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said that before. Anything else? Okay. Ah, there's more. Okay, hold it again, hold it again. Get more, let's get these details again. I don't know, nothing there. Next group. Oh, this is the whole boyfriend thing. Okay, we got nothing there. "30 feet away?" I got two things that might work against that. 1 second. Okay, so let's try the photo first. Nope, not the photo, it's the map? Over here, the map. Nope! Oh, damn, I got nothing then. Ah, crap! We're gonna scum save in a second. Oh, jeez. Nope, okay. Oh, we're screwed! I don't know. I don't know. We're about to fail this case. I have to prove it wasn't premeditated right here. Okay, so how do you prove it's not premeditated? Nope, that lost me the case. Alright, okay, alright, well, we scum saved. Okay, so we don't want to just throw things and see what sticks. You got a bandage on the right hand for some reason, and that seems like it's going to be crucial, but I don't... Try in the dark. Nope, okay, I got nothing. Oh my god, I don't... Alright, chat doesn't know either. Oh my god, I don't know! I don't know. Picture, floor plan, cell phone... The knife itself? It's the knife?! Witness, do you know what this is?
Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk.
Indeed, it is my knife, yes. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon of red car? All belonging to the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? Holy balls! The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony.
What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. Very good question. Damn it, why didn't I think of that sooner? Oh. Look at her. Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Ah, oh my god, what? Order, order, order. Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Freaking Edgeworth. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide was turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing that the prosecution need prove. Nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If she wasn't, why would she have been wearing? I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Angel's deduction. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. What is the chance of her stabbing an already dead man? He's a detective. Wouldn't he at least put up a fight? I feel like she stabbed a dead guy or something. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. What do you mean, again and again? Why did she say it? Oh, well, we got her there. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I order pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Well, we already got the lie we can catch her in, but let's listen to everything for fun. Press. You said that, but you haven't told us how you know. That's what I'm about to tell you, rookie. I believe she was a mere prelude to the story she was about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again. Rookie? Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the oven half-baked. Something's half-baked here, alright, and it's you. Try not to confuse the defense, witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim? Their actions speak for themselves. That's why she called the victim. Okay, press. You have no proof that Miss Skye called him there. You have no proof that she didn't. Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts? There's no record of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Skye's phone. You might have written him the letter. Come on! You could have tried public phone first, at least. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office. where he was murdered. I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness? Why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day?
Okay.
What kind of grudge?
Well, I wouldn't know that.
Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge.
Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside?
How am I supposed to know?
See? We agree there's a lunchbox here. But we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree?
I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty. This judge isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this?
It's simple.
There it is. So we'll hold it and then we're going to hit the contradiction. A human machine? That's a contradiction! God dang it. Please. Can't you find fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright?
Note to self. Note to self, Mr. Edgeworth. Eyes smell like citrus fruit.
You say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly?
We often say chop into 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000. What difference does it make if the deed is done?
How come she's getting mad at me? Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that. Leave it at that? This is a murder case, people!
Mr. Wright, you should speak if you have an objection, you know.
Miss Darius turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Counting her abilities as a detective really set her off.
The short wick burns out the fastest is a scientific fact.
I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer.
Obviously, more scientific testing is required.
Alright, so let's get her on that multi-stab. There it is. Objection, Your Honor. She's lying. It's a single wound. Let's save here for after, in case. Objection, yo. You say she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise.
I'm afraid the moss is going under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. We pointed it out! What? What?
What a hunk? He's my hero, really?
What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness.
You got the crime scene set, right?
Oh, thanks.
I've always believed that no one else could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible.
So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify! Ketchup?
The red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
Her scarf? A red muffler?
Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose.
Oh my god! She's right! This guy was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait!
Isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Hmm?
Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib.
No, they don't! No, they don't, Your Honor! A judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance? Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Oh, okay, we got this line before, okay. She's not wearing it in the picture! We have a problem! Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. Ooh! 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 Oh! Oh, they just... Ooh! Ooh, that's not gonna go well for her. I mean, for them, because of her. Ooh. Well, what? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself. With this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a true professional could be so clueless. I'm sure you'll make a good lunch lady, have no fear.
Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails? What was my objection, chopped liver? I was gonna point that out. Jeez, guys. But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red, really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude. Now back to business. Okay, so let's say she's not in on the kill. On the frame-up. She was there, and she saw these things. I don't know. But what?
Very well. Witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately. At least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. Most important part? I was saying that in my head. How did you hear that? The part where your sister stabs the victim. His next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Apprehending the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made them escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. Why would you mention the muffler?
You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
Everyone should be determined about scarf. I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details, unless you want to get bitten. I might be into that. No thanks. Note to self, Attorney Wright gets bitten by snake. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. ScarfPLAYS what? What? Which part gets the what? Considering all the things I just did. Press! Press are good, here we go. So where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet up high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? Up. You say quickly, were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details. How did she get around the fence? I'd like to see this on the floor plans just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So that you witnessed the murder from here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing! The cough-up queen lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence? So she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast? Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. How come this guy didn't get away? Press the muffler. She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remember her exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? You mean this cell phone? Ask further. By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory... It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right! Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order. Okay, I went southern for a second. Apparently it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone? Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing. Good witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should of course add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Stuff updated? Alright. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing. I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. She pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? He's got something in mind. Press. Let's just get all the pressing. She made to escape. Can you be more specific?
She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pate of foie gras.
Huh?
She even kicked over an oil drum at me.
An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run to the other way? The car entrance.
That's right? It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums? Excellent, more mysteries?
I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. The Miss Guy tried to run.
I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright.
Not as sorry as I am.
But you didn't do it? You had to believe me?
Wait. Did we press this? Oh yeah, we did, okay. How could you see that through the wall? I am to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias.
Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, picked me up 2 years ago.
Shouldn't link that together like that. Probably shouldn't do that. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up.
Ahem. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, that's true. You couldn't possibly have seen Miss Skye making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at? That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in Block B, you couldn't have seen it.
What?
Oh my god. Order. What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you'll allow me a question. That's exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about where she saw... Well, what she saw, of course, but where she saw it would explain some things. Or the order of it, where she saw it. But no, she got a picture through the chain link fence. She gets a picture through the chain link fence from here. If she was all the way over here, and she can't get an angle from there. Picture. Where she saw it? She tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. It would be pointless for her to lie about it. Pointless to lie, I see. The witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. In other words, Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Objection right back, son! Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask you a question to you, clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. The place from where Miss Starr witnessed the crime was here. Shit! I have two guesses. The security room is one guess, but how do you get a chain link fence picture? It's either the security room, which would make sense because then she could see this and this. But if she was there, who took the picture? Now she's over here, even then, there's no good angle to see. Alright, we're gonna try the security room. Scum save. Here we go. Scum save. Getting scummy in here. We are incorrect. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room. Indeed, the security room is in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second level so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, that makes the security guard a witness as well. How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today a man has got the better of Angel Starr. Order! Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? She doesn't make sense? It doesn't make sense? Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station? It wouldn't change anything? Exactly! This photograph tells all! It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands. Question! It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows that. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from Block B. It must make a vital difference. But what? What would change? Angle view to the crime. Why the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Well, the security guard station is on the second floor. And, she would have sort of more 3D view of the crime? This is important, why? God damn it! If you'd like to reconsider, Mr. Wright. I was trying. Oh my god. Because. Okay, fine. Phoenix didn't explain it very well. Difference in lighting's a weird way to say it. Distance to the crime. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness? Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. Before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it.
She had to go all the way around. So she didn't see the kill shot, but she's still able to take the picture. Okay.
That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking in B block.
That's quite a detour. And on all that time, there's no way she saw the kill.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
For 5 minutes? This changes things considerably.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely.
Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something?
I have any evidence to stop this. If the kill's at 5:15... Kill's at 5:15. It takes her 5 minutes to get over there, so it's either the phone or this receipt. Save state again. We have become so less confident in ourselves. Raise objection. Objection. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest? Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente.
I've got lunch boxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie.
A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange?
Strange?
If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable.
Yeah!
Oh my god. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. There's a grudge against the defendant and there's a blank in her testimony.
Meh.
Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness ready to go.
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it? We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright?
That was too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Hold it! Whoa!
Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
That's the one she tried to foist off on me!
I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. Add decisive evidence.
What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Ooh, a triple-decker. Out of defense, Out of deference to the witness's determination, I will allow one more testimony. Are you kidding my balls right now? Are you kidding it? We're at freaking over an hour and oh my god, really? All right, we're doing more. Here we go. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Decisive evidence. Oh my god, another testimony.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I bring this up? 3 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. And the other was the defendant's, Miss Lana Sky's blood.
What if Lana was trying to pull the knife out of the dead man? Right? What if she pulled an Edgeworth and tried to pull the knife out? She didn't go for the kill. She tried to pull the knife out. The guy died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. What if he was bleeding out and she finds him and she tries to pull the knife out and he dies in her hands? That's what I'm thinking.
This shoe proves it. It's flawless. It's decisive evidence.
What? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed?
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What?
What?
You should know the 2 rules of evidence law, Miss Starr. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence. At least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so.
It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hmm?
Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, the shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right? Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
You could at least study some evidence law, really?
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. But not the 3 rules of robotics. That's the only other law I know. Well, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Another thing to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
Victim shoe added to the court record. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. We'll never know what the second law is, will we? Press! I only got 2 left, crap! Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results.
The results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my own eyes. Compared to that, 5-minute blank means nothing.
Then why didn't you just tell the truth?
Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged with testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
This, when the suspect is admitting she did it?
False testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with.
And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime. I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive.
So like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe?
I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe was my secret weapon if it should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really.
In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next.
I get why if she brought up Von Karma, you'd understand why she's so mad at these guys. So you brought it to the forensics department? If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective.
The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it.
Makes sense. After all, the man was stabbed here.
And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman?
As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. And the other was defendant Miss Lana Sky's blood.
You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the victim with a blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie?
Huh?
Well, speak up.
Well, blood comes in 4 types. A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was performed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, if you combine all the various blood tests, there are millions of types. It's practically impossible to narrow a blood type down to one person. Or so I hear.
There's 8, actually, but I don't get this millions of types right now. Millions of types? Now, we're talking DNA. If this is a mistranslation, it means DNA, like, oh, there, DNA right there. Ah, crap, I hit the button on accident.
But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties it directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. I accidentally slapped the controller. I mean, I accidentally slapped the mouse. Now, if we're talking DNA, then yes. He proves it? Okay. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole batch of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with his shoe?
A problem? This is critical. What's wrong with the victim's shoe? Save state! Scarf no longer has confidence in his ability. There's a problem. But I'm not imagining things. I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction!
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with his evidence. Holy crap, I'm gonna do this.
Why is there blood on the foot of it?
I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Man, that is some domination right there. Indeed, there's quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife.
What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of the shoe? Let's look at things. Incorrect evidence or correct evidence? The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Ooh. As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Right back. If there were bloody footprints, they would have been found. We checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order, order, order. Well, witness. What? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of footprint is a contradiction? But then we had to ask why there wasn't a footprint? Oh! That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright? Think? Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? Hold it. Ah, crap! I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. Well, what are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum, then she, oh, she's beautiful but deadly, a predator this one, a leopard woman, rawr. Kicked over the oil? I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in this lunchbox factory. It was full of water! Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Yup! What, water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? You want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha, you don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the blood stains that would become evidence against her. What? Crap! Yeah, it's not good. That ties things up quite nicely. The blood stains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale sign. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Skye's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him? So my sister's blood on the shoe? That's when it happened? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. But Mr. Wright, do something, please? But what? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she's tried to conceal it. But? Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side? You could have been lying about the water? This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. Hold it! Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints? Well? I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Well, wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. You've reached your verdict, Your Honor. Any further comments would be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the Capcom Queen. Oh, she's going too far now. She's about to have the freaking verdict. Now she's about to just tie herself up. The threats don't scare the Capcom Queen. Now look at this. She has another picture? A photograph? I had this just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Now, Mr. Wright, wait, look at this asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet! Raising the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Mia, you just don't let it go. Okay. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare verdict for good. No, we're not done yet! Phoenix time! Your Honor, wait! What is it with you people? I can't hand down my verdicts! Oh, man! What is it with you people? I can't hand down my verdicts in peace anymore! Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't! Then it will be too late! Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, right? Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. What? Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. What's that about? The problem is this photograph is here. What's this? What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor? You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. I see, and I see. What's this suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? We'll have to find out in tomorrow's investigation! Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Objection! Sorry, Miss Star, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth and the muffler is related to this case.
Come say. Alright, well, we'll go. Because it's her scarf. Well, Your Honor, how do you feel about that?
Actually, I don't feel well at all. I have this pounding headache.
No, I meant, what do you think about the...
Afraid the reason for that headache is you, Mr. Wright.
That Klaus is found a... What? The picture where she doesn't have the scarf isn't good enough? Why is the picture where she doesn't have the scarf good enough? Why is that not good enough? Okay. We're going to now load again because we blew it. Oh, she says it here! I forgot. The word muffler was overheard during the call. Yeah, present. There. There it is. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Ah! Yarg! Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh, wag! Okay.
Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered, here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so. Woo! That was a close one. But we made it. At least for now.
The court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime, after all.
He's still hungry? To be continued. Wait, is the next episode more court? We're still here! Oh god, we're still here! Are we not investigating again? Or are we? He said 30-minute recess. That's not enough time to do a big investigation. Okay, well, okay. Jesus, these cases just get more ridiculous as you go, don't they? This is nuts. Well, that's it for today. That's definitely it for today. Let's save again. Oh my god. I saved 10 times that case. Oh my god, jeez. I scum saved a lot. Okay, so for now, that right there is the game, everybody. Holy crap. Oh my god. Wow. I had fun playing. Hope you had fun watching. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. If you like the video, give us a like. And if you like us, give us a sub. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time. Jesus. I don't even know.